Right.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go. Finally. Onegaishimasu.
Onegaishimasu.
With a little bit of warming up. I'm going to bottom down, so just starting with the ankles. Just keeping one foot down. Slow rotation. Keep the rotating foot nice and free. Let's go the other way, circling outside in. Okay, bending the toes over just a little bit. Okay, and then just out. You can straighten the leg, just circling the foot, circling the ankle. And keep the leg nice and straight. Both ways. And just swinging through the joint. Keeping it straight. Straight and fully. Extending through the back of the knee. And just holding it at the back. Tighten, tighten, tighten. Lift it as high as you can. Hopefully you can get it a bit higher than me. There we go. Yeah. Hold it, let it go. One more time. Swing it up, hold it. There you go. One more time. Hold it. And let it go. Out to the side. Just kind of swing it across. So open the hip, open it out. And if you can, keep the leg nice and straight. Nice. Nice. And then the same thing, just lift it out, hold it, let it go. Lift it out, hold it, let it go. One more time. Out, hold it, let it go. And this way, just go to a pulse. You're going to kind of pulse it out. Full extension. About 30, 40 pulses. Okay, and then you're going to change side. I'm just going to keep the same size. I just want to work the leg a bit more. So go to the just rotating the ankle. Nice and loose. And the whole joint loose from the hip down. And the other way. Rolling it in. Just bending the toes over a little bit, stretching it out. Straightening the leg out, rotating the ankle. Both ways. Swinging forward. And then out, hold it to the back. Balancing the body forwards a little bit. And release it. Out to the back, hold it. Stretch out through the back leg. Nice and straight. Release it. One more time. Good. Nice, Serena. Good. Okay, then out to the side, just gently balance the body. The side open over. And just holding it. Push out the outer edge. Hold it. hold it. That, and just going to pulse it. Pulse it, pulse it, pulse it. Keep going. Yeah. Okay, then just let it go. Shake the legs off. Okay, settle them down. Just circling hips. One way and the other. Good. You're rotating with the elbows. Just go 1, 2, 3. Hold it on the other side. 1, 2, 3. Hold it. 1, 2, 3. And the other side. 1, 2, 3. With extended hands, the same thing. Pulse through it. And hold it. And again. 1, 2, 3. The whole body screw down into the ground. 1, 2, 3. Again. 1, 2, 3. Go. Okay, just mobilizing the chest. One way and the other. Mobilize a little bit this way. Shoulders just opening and closing the joint. Rolling the arms over from the back. Big circle. As they pass over, as if the biceps are kind of brushing the ears, the head. Big move. And then to the back, reaching up, open it out, and then follow it. Open it out, and let it go. Open it out, and let it go. Okay, working the wrists, forearms, elbows. That's it. And just play with keeping the hands in contact, but you're going to shift the contact. So you're going to go there, just play with it. Keep the contact in the hands or in the wrist. Again, play with mobilizing. You can reverse it. Keeping the fingertips, just pressing out. You're going to kind of splay the fingers out. Press it in like this and then splay it out. So here you're kind of pushing in and against the fingers a little bit, and then spreading them out, pushing the palms together. So you're traveling down the fingers to the palm. Release the fingers, and it's nice and loosely. Look at the wrists. And a little bit looser. Okay, just coming to here, just pressing them. Maybe kind of squashing a little ball in the hands. Go to the neck, putting it down a little bit, and stretching it And then to the down. And up. Back to the center, and then to the side, and the side, and again. And again. Be nice and gently, just on the head. Draw. You really try and feel the neck muscles here, the side. Good. And then just on the back, you're going to close the whole body down. If you can get the elbows to touch there, draw the arms to the body so they're going to go, and let the spine also go with it. So everything closes down. And then keeping the contact on the head, open the body up, reach up, stretch up and back. So it's closing and opening. Close everything down. Also bend the knees, draw everything down. And then let it all release, open, come to the back. Stretch right up. You can also stretch through the knees at this point as well. And down again. Let everything fold, close. And then let everything open, stretch up, release, in length. There. Good. That's it. Nice. Great. Okay, I'm just going to work on this one. I'll do some jaw work. Come in here, keep it nice and light. I'm not holding any position, just let the whole body go. Let the head and the eyes just follow the spine. What I find useful in this is like if I have 2 points on the wall, so I've got like a point here, a line, and a point here. So I just kind of travel from this point and then sway, travel to that point. And I've got to kind of focus for the eyes. And then they're not kind of getting distracted by the screen or something else. Just, I want basically the head to align to the center. Just make it a little bit more free. Hands are kind of moving now from a natural position. Try to really forget the laptop or the computer, whatever you're using. Just go into the body. That's it. Good. Just keep going. Good. That's it. Nice. Very nice. Nice. Okay. Good. And then we'll just do the swing. We're going to do the Josaburu. We're going to look at 6 and 10. So these are the involving striking movements, and they really use the body in a way a lot like the Bokken work. So we just go to this swing, just down, falling through the knees. So again, this kind of Bokken cutting swing. This idea of just letting the body sit into itself. Oh, just yeah. What you want to get now is like a sense of springiness in the whole body. So focus on the down, but also focus on a sense of lengthening through the whole spine. And again, what I do is keep 2 focus points. So I have a focus point here, not a focus point as in something definite, but there's a point here, and there's a point here. And I just cycle between the 2. There. And then just keeps the head in line, head on track. There. And I want to avoid, in this case, kind of that, which will disrupt the whole body. So just try and get as much as you can. Again, this is kind of Shomanuchi work, so this is like straight line, vertical, and balancing both sides of the body. That's it. And just notice if you feel a difference between the left side and the right side. You might feel one leaning a bit more forwards. You might feel one arm actually feels heavier than the other. Just see if you can notice anything. If they feel the same, maybe. Good. There we go. Got it. Very nice. Okay, nice. Just see if you can work on in this case, just look at like a really fall into the middle of the posture. So just this is a really good exercise, not only for the down, but for the front and back. And a lot of the 6 to 10 movements, they really are looking at kind of traveling the body forwards and backwards. So just look at this, in this case, it's a static movement, but just watch the difference between being here, kind of stuck in the toes, where the body feels not free at all. And the difference between also, you've got that, you've also got this, where the body's like falling backwards. So again, not free because it's going to the back, but just feel that there's one movement where you can just do that, right in the center of the body. So just do a few where you can like feel that you can swing through, swing through, swing through, and then just drop it. And just check where the body is, and a bit forward. So just really check the body, especially in terms of balance. And it's just a matter of being either loaded to the front, loaded to the back. And you'll feel it, you'll get the most feedback if you put your kind of concentration into the feet, how the feet are kind of receiving the weight of the body. Just check it. And for me, this is like centimeter, millimeter work. So if you're out by, if I'm out by a centimeter, you're going to kind of notice it. Just letting the structure fall into place. That's it. And really take your time also with the kind of doing nothing bit. Just the boom. There we go. If you let the body kind of do nothing, it will start to kind of go back to alignment anyway, hopefully. Unless I just block the whole body, but get the sense that the body's going to naturally just fall into place. Fall into place. And the more I allow that, the more I'm going to get a kind of nice, balanced, even movement. There we go. Boom. Very nice. There we go. There we go. Great. Nice. Dunk, dunk. There we go. Great. Take a jump. Okay, we're going to really quick revision of the first 5 because there's a kind of logic to the system in that number 5 leads into the next set. So yeah, don't do that. We're going to go right into number 1. So just come here. Get nice and relaxed. Again, this kind of state of really being in the middle, right in the middle of the posture, and then just pressing it forward. Take it nice and light into the middle, and then out. Just number 1. Find the kind of correct posture where I feel really totally comfortable, and then go. Let's make it 1 move. Back. Give it a try. Nice. Nice. So we won't spend a lot of time on number one, but this is a really great chance to really train in terms of balance and finding the middle of the posture. So there's these really two moments. The first one, this moment. What I want you to feel is like just the jaw or the weapon is always a reflection on what you're doing with the rest of the body. So just watch for it. If the jaw ends up in this kind of position, generally there's like a feedback on that the body's kind of leaning forward. Not always, but although the jaw's kind of here, or the jaw's really too close to the body and I'm in contraction, or I'm in a kind of extended position. So the positioning, how I position the jaw, will tell me a lot about also the way I'm using the body, how I'm relating to the jaw. So just get a sense that you're just going to let it fall into place. And for me, this is about a comfortable position where it's just that. Just the jaw feels accessible, but it also doesn't feel like it's so close to the body, and it will cramp up the body. So just kind of play a little bit. You can move around a little bit as well, but just get a position. You can. The kamai is just essential for this kind of movement because if the kamai is out, if the start's disconnected or imbalanced, then the movement itself will generally be. It's very hard to balance a movement that's not balanced originally. Not impossible, but just find that right position. And then when you feel it, let's go for it. The jaw should feel totally accessible right in front of you, but not right at your feet. And it's not out there, just there. That's a bit far. You should just be able to come right onto the jaw. That's it. And the feedback on this is what happens when you move. So all this kind of still connection work, the feedback is the movement when you go. And whether I do extra movements or whether I do like a really clean, pure movement, that's the feedback. Good, Nick. Nice. Great. Very nice. Nice. Okay, good. The second one is a bit more difficult because it's really an active position and you're coming into it. So the tendency with this move, because it's a frontal movement, is to be in the front of the body. And then the back leg's kind of left behind. So if I look at this kind of position, every part of my body is loaded onto the front leg. Okay, so basically the backside's empty, it's weak. Now, the best thing to think about this is it's a bit of a strange thing to think of, but if you imagine someone's behind you and they're going to fall onto the back leg. Now, if I'm in this kind of position, as they fall, they will just go clung into the knee. Okay, but what I want you to feel is like that back side is like the outer edge of a circle, like an iron ring, and you're going to form it so that if someone was to fall, they would go pink and bounce off. So that's the kind of structure I want. I want that if something was to load into the leg, it would just go boom. It would either slide off or it would bounce off, but it wouldn't collapse the structure. Now, if I'm just loaded in the front, it's almost impossible to keep that structure unless I do like this, which is really, really a different kind of position, which is not really where we go in Aikido, which it's a bit more like a karate kind of stance. But just look for that last position where you're going to come in. And for me, it's about the back leg. How do I kind of position that back leg out where it feels like boom, really this, like a big circle. So it's like I'm bridging the back of the body into the movement. That's it. That's it. Just feel that back structure because a lot of the focus is on the front. Just feel what's happening in the back, especially the back leg. That's it. There we go. Good. Nice. Yeah. Okay, good. And again, the feedback on that movement, apart from the feeling of being grounded solid, is what I do to get back. So just watch, if I'm in this kind of position, as I go back, the body's got to come back into balance and then move back. So really look at the feelings like I want to make that move back as simple as possible also. It's like that, I'm loaded, and then I just want to feel it, just slides back. So just notice that move as you come out of the Suburu. So you've got these 3 moments in the Suburu. The beginning, the middle of the movement here, and then the back. So there's those 3 points. The end one tends to get less kind of conscious effort, because it's a kind of coming back passive move, but really feel that it's also part of the move. It's like you've not finished until you got back to the position. The saburi is not over. That's good. Great. Okay, we'll go to 2. Keep all those points in mind because they're the same throughout the saburi. So I want the Joto going to come to a position. He's going to come over the top, goes through. So again, I want a nice bridge kind of position. And then coming back nice and calm. So 1 and back. Right. And back. Okay, go. I'm going to try. That's it. This is number 2. Kaishisuki. Good, Nick. Very nice. Good. Very nice. Yeah. Good. This one has a kind of a similar thing as number 2. It's a bit more complicated because of the way the arm works. There's a tendency to get like screwed up. What the body will do is try and avoid that. So what it will do is stick to the outside, and everything will happen around the outside. So see if you can get a feeling of like coming into the joke like this. So there's a feeling where you go like into the joke. So the whole structure of the body is going to like seek into the joke, sneak into the joke, something like that. So you're going to like work your way in with the center, but it's not going to go around. This is really working around the body. So work really with the core of the body. It's going to go in and then out and then back in. So get this feeling, you're kind of boom and then boom. This is the kind of move in this case. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. That's it. That's it. So those of you that know the Taijutsu, or if you think when we've done this tiny Henko movement, it's got that same kind of quality. I don't want to be on the periphery of the body, pushing in. I want to get a sense that the center is going to come in. So the center comes into that structure, and then the extension comes through that. So get the sense that as you go into this movement, there's that similar kind of quality. So it's not happening there, it's happening here, and then out. So there's a kind of, this kind of feeling. So that's it. Good. Great. Nice. And this feeling now we go into 3 is really exaggerated. So it's like this, drawing into the body and then drawing everything back. So you've got this one movement that's like there's a gathering, and then from here exploding to the back. Working with the Shira. Focus here, roll to the back, find the position, and then sink through. Find the Shira. Good. Yeah, so get about being in the middle. So this is a really tricky one for trying to find the middle. So if you're here, and then as soon as I do this, and then try and draw back to the center, I've already come out of the center. So pulling out of the center, pulling back is where the balance is going to get lost. So again, just feel that this core of the body initiates that movement. So it's not that the center pulls out and then I somehow try and gather it back. You never leave the center. So try and get a sense that the center is always just here, and it's this part of the body that's really going to get that snap. So if you think of like karate, also you think about just striking, it's rather than like out and back, it's like out. But this, I never like lose the center. So just get the sense that you're gonna come, go, there. And then from this, go, all the time, feel that you're kind of working out from the center. There we go, got it. Boom. Nice. That's it. Yeah, so when you make the strike also, this is really like really quite clear center line work. So just watch this as you do the movement. Try and show from this angle. Just watch this. If I don't find the center, or if I don't even find the forearm, I'll be out in this kind of position. So I'll be somewhere drifting. And then as I initiate the next move, it's going to kind of drift further. So the more I'm out on the center in that movement, the more it's going to start to drift away. So really get the sense, make this very, very, very specific, like this. So it's this kind of position, and it's really close, touching the forearm here, and it's very close to the body. And then from this position, I make a very direct movement, which is just back this way, but it doesn't go around and then out. It doesn't go out and back. It goes here and then back, here, back, here, back. But it's quite close to the body. It travels in a direct path. Just see if you can. So you can notice it. Much, much, much sharper, much more direct. That's it, Caroline. Good. Good. Okay, good. Again, it's really, what we try and do is change the periphery of something. So we try and change the edges of the thing. Try and change the core of the body. So what the core of the body does is really essential. So if I'm moving the body in this way, like I'm opening a door from the outside, but I really want to get a sense that I'm hinging the body right from the core. So this rotation here happens in the body that way. So it's this happening. It's not that happening. So don't try and change. If you think about turning something, just twist it from the side. I just want to twist the center out. I don't want to try and, now that doesn't work in physics, but what you want is the core of the body, go. So you want to create the spin from the core, not from the outside. This is going the long way around. Go the short route, just direct from the center. Just notice what's happening. That's it. Yeah. Boom. Good. Nice. Got it. Great. Very nice. Okay, great. Good. We're going to really briefly at number 4. So ski Genangaishi. Starting now in ski kamai. Joe's kind of loaded to the back here. Goes forward, back, and then through. And then coming back. So you got these 3 movements. 1, draw back, 3. 1, 2, 3. So this is ski geran gaishi. And geran just refers to like a low position. Generally refer to the knee, striking the knee. So. Okay, we're going to skip straight into number 5. So right in. Again, starting from Skikamai. Goes forward, draws back up, and striking through with a strike. This is Skijo Rangashi Uchi. Forward, above the head, through. Nice and calm. Right. Really feel the weight of the body landing in the feet. One. Number 5. Good, Nick. Great. Good. Nice. Great. Yeah, again, it's an issue about the core. So again, I can move the jo from the periphery, from the outside, but you can just move it from the center. So really feel this is center work from the hip. So you get this, draw to the center. You've got a really valuable movement in this movement because it links directly into the center of the body. So this whole form creates a line through the body. Now all I need to do is twist from the core, not twist. Rotate, boom, go, 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 and then go, and then go. Press it through. So really get a sense of that movement again, initiated from the center, and you're basically glued to the center line with the jo. So the jo doesn't need to go anywhere. It's right where it needs to be. There, really, really, really where it needs to be, and then boom, and then ran. Presses through. So the jo's in the perfect position for. You're right in the center of the jo, and it's aligned to the center line, so it's perfect. You won't really get a more perfect position to train center work. Really, really perfect position. Boom. There we go. Ah, ha. Good. Okay, this is a bit funny, but don't get drawn out by the idea of going forward. So what's happening is like this. What I see a few times like this, and then as you initiate this, you go forward. So you're kind of pushing forward into it. That's exaggerated, but get the sense that that rotation is happening in your place. So it's happening in the middle of the move. It's not happening forward. So get a sense of this. It happens here, and then from here I enter the foot fully, and then I press it forward. So that moment's as if it's on the spot. It's not quite on the spot. It's not quite true that it's on the spot, but that moment happens like this, but it doesn't happen by pressing it forward. So make a distinction between turning on your axis and pushing the body forward. This is a really, really, really clear distinction. No, I can push into it, or I can rotate it and then go. Basically, want to isolate that turn on the axis. Boom. Ah. And this is where center work will be impossible if I'm working in the hands first. So just watch this. If you go like this, if I do the movement in the hands, it's impossible to keep that center line. It's impossible to, and then it's impossible to work the center. So if the hands are not working with the feet along the central axis, you won't really be able to work the center. So talking about the centers is useless. It will go nowhere. So get the sense that the first thing is really getting the sense of the feet and the hands, feet and the hands, feet and the hands, and then come through with it. But the moment I'm working the hands only, it will just pull me out. The center will have nothing to work with. So just get the sense of the hands and the feet working together. Give it a try. And this is why the Japanese are really fanatic about hands and feet. They will only talk about hands and feet. They won't even talk about the center. Just doesn't come up. There we go, Serena, good. You got it. That's it. Okay, great, great, great. That's it. There we go. Very nice. There we go. Got it, got it, got it. Boom, boom, boom. Good. Nice. And the movement feels much easier and it looks nicer as well. So this is also a key thing. Looks good, feels good. More functional. Good. Great. So we go into 6 to 10. So there's an interesting thing in the system that one end is the next beginning. So there's a really nice logic in this system where 5 finishes with the striking move where you come into this position, and 6 and 10 then explore this further. So 6 now starts in Kenkamai. So all the movements in 6 to 10, they start in Kenkamai like this. So the right foot forward, hands are just in the position like you would hold a sword. And then from here, you're going to do it. Really, the first movement, 6, is a version of number 2 with the bokken. So you roll the body back, find your Ryodan Kamai, head and above the head, and then here, drop forward into it. So it's a really nice, simple movement. Just working the joke here. Again, find the middle of the posture, and then just sink back, above the head. Find the Shobunuchi. And coming back. So you've got 3 parts to it. Back, forward, and then back to Kamai. Rolling back, surging forward, drawing the body back. Give it a try. So this is number 6, Shomen Gomi. Nice. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to try and show this, but at the moment it's a bit stiff that I'm showing you, so I don't want you totally to take this as the way I would do it ideally. But one thing I noticed with this is if the knees are really bad, not so much in place, the tendency is to do this and then go back. Or just if I'm just off that, so if I'm hanging in the body, I go from this way, if I'm hanging in the body forwards, as I want to initiate back, I've got to pull the foot forward and then go back. So just get a sense in this posture, it's like this, here, straight down the line, and then from here to there. So Lewis did this a lot in the dojo, but just push you back. So he just push you back, like I go here, push. So it's that feeling of just going back. I don't want any part of my body to go forward and then back. So there's no rocking in this motion. If you think about owase work, blending work with the partner, I need to be instant. So I need to go straight back. I can't spend any time at all pulling forward and then going back. So just notice the body, and you can do it with the jaw, you can do it without the jaw. Doesn't matter. It's about the body. So just notice that very, very, very first movement. Again, it's about going stillness into motion. This is the great teaching of Kihon Waza. Stillness, motion. And the more I can make that instant, that transition to movement instant, that's where I'm really fully connected. Yeah, that's it. And that's true of all the movements. So the step forward also, but it tends to be a bit more difficult to draw the body back. Well, it's a more complex movement, that's why. And again, it comes back to this issue, you either change the periphery or you change the core. So I'm not really interested in changing the outside of the body. It will follow if I change the inside. So what I want to do is really get the sense that go connecting to the middle, and then the moment I feel I lose that, that's when I go to the outside. So I try and affect the outside to change the inside. It will work, but it's really a slow way to change. So what you want to do is like that, straight through. So I really want that movement to be direct, and it's not to do with speed. It's just to do with the feeling like the core of the body goes, clunk, clunk. And it's actually really easy if you can access it. It's much more simple, much more easier, much more functional. And that's really what we're kind of interested in terms of movement, especially in terms of martial arts, but just in general for me. More efficient, more easy, less stress, less effort, great. Yeah. Just bonk, just go. Oh, good. And I change my stick. Plus. Great. Okay, we're going to 7. So number 7 has a strange name. It's called Renzoku Uchikomi. And means like continuous striking movement. So you start like number 6. Again, roll back, find the Shomanuchi, and then you step through left side Yokomen this way. Then you go here, roll back, strike through, find the next movement. Just take it nice and slow. So again, you've got 3 movements. 1, 2, 3. Just there. And this is really like number 5, but the second strike. So how you would do number 5 with the bokken. Really based on a very similar principles. Almost identical. Just got the Joe rather than the bokken. Nice. That's it. Oh, sorry, I can't hear you. I think you're asking about Showman. Oh, I still can't hear you. Why? Why is that? Sure, you're on mute. I'm going to ask you. Turn that. No. Caroline, no.
I asked.
Ah, there we go. Got you.
Number 1 and number 2 is Showman, yeah, or Yokomen.
In this case, do a Yokomen, because look at this. When you do the first strike is like a Shomanuchi, so it's like this coming through, and I just want to like create a straight line through it there. Now, as I do this movement, you can do it Shomanuchi, so you can draw it up and then find this one. Also, it's possible, but if you look at this one as like a continuous movement, you know, go back here, and then what you'll find is the Joe's going to go around that way, and because it's going around, that's going to be, it's much more similar to 5, so it's going to go into Yokomen work, and just by nature later when I blend it all together, it's going to go straight into that kind of Yokomen movement, just by the nature of speeding it up later. Okay. So play first with Showman and play then with the Yokomen, but you will find it done different ways, so it's not, and it's not exactly clear in the naming either. Renzoku Uchi Komi.
Thank you.
Yeah, the ceiling's in the way. Yeah, I know, Caroline. Yeah, annoying, right? Really annoying. Caroline, see if you can get another stick. I've got like a shorter one, like this. So I've got a really low ceiling as well. So what I find is like a little bit of a shorter stick, or you can even just try to do with a bokken. So you can also do this movement just with a bokken because it's the same kind of movement. But just I have a kind of just enough that I can swing the stick in the room. Just give it a go, but you can also play with a little bit of a shorter stick. Yeah, Bernie too, and he's got a short. These damn low ceilings. No. Good, yeah, there we go. There we go. Good. Okie dokie, good. Again, just look at the idea of like just passing the movement from the center. So you've got the first movement. This is all the same. This, and then try and get the feeling that again, rather than rotating through the periphery of the body, affecting the inside, affecting the outside in, really get a sense that from this position. Again, this is why the technicality or the technical points are really fundamentally important, because it puts you in the position to really maximize the training. So when you go to this position, Shomanuchi there, I'm really dead on the center. So I'm dead on the center, and then I just release it, pass it forward. So what that Shomanuchi does is like focus everything to the core, the center, and then from here, whoa, I release it out. But if I'm not on the core, if I'm not really using the core in the Shomanuchi, I'm kind of drifting. This will be very hard to do that. So it's almost inevitable that I will work off center. So technical points really matter. Really get a sense that you are entering into a Shomanuchi. So really give yourself space here. Feel that it's totally connected to the center, and then center goes. Boom. Center goes. Give it a try. And again, ultimately, it's about hands and feet working together. But if you can work directly with the center, do it. There we go. Good. It's a bit tight. Good. Okay, we're going to move on now. We go back into the Gerangaishi. So you're here in this position, rolling back into the Shomanuchi, and again, you're connecting to the center. Now, rather than pass it forward, I send it back and then press it forward again into the Gerangaishi. So now you've got a really nice connection work for the body. Rolling back, surging forward with the Shomanuchi, and then drawing back, Gerangaishi. Really nice for the hips, and then just coming back to the center. Right in the middle. Middle. Oh, not the middle. Middle. Oh, don't go there. Not yet. This is Menuchi Gerangaishi, number 8. Menuchi Gerangaishi. So strike to the head and a low returning strike. Number 8. That's it. Yeah, so there's this idea of leaking through the system. I'll show you what that kind of means. It's basically, it's a structural issue. So what it means is like, as I come through, it's especially happening as you pull back. So especially here, there's a leak. That means the whole structure is leaking out to the back here. So all the energy goes away. So get the feeling that you've got a point here. And as I go back, nothing kind of leaks out of it. So it's not kind of rolling to the back. And just in terms of positioning, it's just about being in the middle of the posture. So it's a very simple thing. But what I want you to feel is like something here. And really feel the difference between being in the middle, being loaded out or leaking to the back, or loaded to the front. I don't want to be any of those positions. So, or right in the middle. And then from that middle position, I can just go into the next move. So fundamentally, the Kihon's about that, and just going from one move to the next with 0 extra movements. Boom. That's it. There we go. Boom. Good. Nice. Nice, Nick. Good. Great. Good. Again. There we go. One point, just play with this. This is a really key point, but again, really use the positions fully. So just watch this. If I don't really find the strike properly, or it's in the front, I've not really found the back foot. As I go to this move, I go further into this and then pull it back. So again, really use the Kihon where I'm going to land into position. So I don't want to not fully complete the movement. So it goes here, fully land the feet. But from this position, I can then go directly back. If I'm in this position, loaded forward, it's just automatic. I will have to fall forward to pull back. I just don't want that. So get the feeling you're here, that fully landed, boom. And then boom, in the feet, in the feet, totally in the middle of the posture. Just look for that. So really use the forms in the technique because they will put you in the right position. And this is where you use the system really works if I follow it like fanatically, not as a total fanatic, not dogmatically, not dogma. It's not dogma. It's about experiencing your own body in the moment right now, not dogma. But if you follow the forms, they'll take you somewhere where you want to go. I think something like that. There we go. Boom.
Michael, on the last, are we stroking knee height on that last?
Yeah, this is knee high. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, Lewis actually made a really good point about this. If you look at the early films of Saito Sensei, we'll finish in just about now. If you look at the early films of Saito Sensei, he does something much more like a kind of boom movement like this. So it's something a bit more, much more like, that's a bit out of balance, but something like that. So he does something a bit more that. Now, that was later changed a little bit, so it becomes much more a bit of a kokyu. So this is where the bodywork and the Bukiwaza stuff, the weapon work started to become much more unified. And if you think about this way, it's much more about kokyu work, kokyu. And in this case, the strike is dum to the knee. So there's a lots of ways to get to that end point, pushing the jaw through, just pivoting the whole body through. Ideally for us, it's working something flexibly connected, working with kokyu, in essence. Just the last few, bit over time. Just the last few. Hirangaishi. It's one of the trickiest Suguri movements. The connection's quite complex. Nice. Nice. Okay, good. We'll start. I just say one thing. I'll keep repeating this, and I repeat it all the time anyway because it's something I need to repeat for myself also. Get the feeling that there's no pushing or pulling in the movements. So Aikido fundamentally is not to do with pushing or pulling. So I did this resistance band stuff yesterday, training with it. I've been doing this kind of stuff for a long time, but it's not about kind of pulling anything or pushing against something. Aikido just doesn't work in that space. It's about working in like a dynamic tension, but it's not about like pulling something. And it's the same with all the weapon work. It's not about pushing something through the space. It's just about like opening, expanding, working with spiral work. So it's about open expansion. It's not about actually pushing out, pulling in. It just doesn't work in that space. It's not where we go. So that's true of all the movements that we do. So we'll kind of come back to it. So we'll explore. We'll finish this set, and then we'll start to play with 1 to 10 a little bit in the next few days. Okay. So. はい。どうもありがとうございました。どうもありがとうございました。
Michael.
Good, 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 good. Thanks a lot.